To start this rant, I need to say this. I've been a nurse main since early 1997, and I've invested 16,000 hours into her. I have a 4,989 win streak as of today, still counting, and I plan to double those numbers by the time the Resident Evil chapter releases. I've played every other killer once before deducing they are nowhere near as strong as Nurse. Recently, on game 2,688, I came across a very strong team. They countered me and my super range add-ons expertly, resulting in a 4K. At 3 gens left, this sort of thing is unacceptable, to be frank. Behavior needs to step up their game with proper nerfs and buffs. So as a 45,000 hour nurse main, here are my ways to buff this C-tier killer. Buff number 1. For some stupid and idiotic reason, Blinks only deal 1 health state worth of damage. For any nurse player that also has 69,000 hours on her, you can agree with me that this is terrible and desperately needs an upgrade, as this is stopping Nurse from being a B-tier killer at most. In my infinite nurse main wisdom, I believe that when you hit a survivor with your blink, they should go down instantly, and their IP address should be leaked to everyone in the lobby, and it would really benefit us 170,000 hour nurse mains. This would make Nurse a tiny bit better than Sadako. Buff number 2. As of the recent patch, both Ruin and Tinker are absolute garbage perks, and they need their former power back. Now, most of my games end in 4Ks at 4 gens. All of the 456,000 hour nurse mains reading this probably feel how I feel, and weep every night thinking about all the missed 4Ks at 5 gens they could have been getting if behavior didn't ruin 2 great perks. Buff number 3. Because of the fact that survivors tremble whenever they see me, and because I send photos of their family to the pregame, they always DC. As an 881,000 hour nurse main, this is absolutely wonderful for me. I care very much for the survivors, and I pity them very hard if the game goes sideways really quickly. I gave Hatch games 4 and 88, so you know I'm a kind killer. Because I care so much about the survivors' well-being, I think behavior should implement a feature where I can go to the DCing survivors' home in real life and be able to mori them. Buff number 4. The range add-ons are too weak! I have zero idea what behavior was thinking when they made them, but as a 1.6 million hour nurse main, I can confirm because of the tiny boost you get, it makes it so much harder to play nurse. What the range add-ons should do is make it so you can go cross-map in 1 blink. This would make nurse at least somewhat playable and not weaker than a trapper who just installed the game. I really hope that maybe someone from behavior is reading this and takes the advice of a 3.1 million hour nurse main instead of some 9,000 hour streamers who, compared to me, a 5.8 million hour nurse main, has no idea what they're doing. These changes should be implemented immediately, and if they're not, I will quit this game. For the 479th time this week, a 12.7 million hour nurse main